Hey, what's up everyone? This is going to be another video regarding various events happening in the world around us. Now, I want to say right away that I believe a lot of these events are manipulated, manufactured. I do believe that, I think the rulers, the leaders, man, trying to play God too much. I do believe that they are manipulating things. Look in the sky, you'll see that. Look around, you'll see it. It's obvious. Very obvious. Alright, so let's get started. Can't say too much due to the algorithms. FBN wheat yield shows big downgrade. Now, right, just as Ukraine, what they call this world's breadbasket, is experiencing major crisis with the bear. Can't say certain words due to the algorithms for some reason. But just as they're experiencing this crisis, and then we send, I think, a total now of $71 billion over there. Meanwhile, we're going into the economic crisis right now. They said our basics are going to rise 15%. Hot dog prices are about to rise by 36%, according to new data. That's here in the United States. And meanwhile, they have enough to conjure up $72 billion to send over to Ukraine, when they could just allow them to join NATO and help them out, but they won't. But anyway, FBN wheat yield big decline. So please, just get some bread, flour. They're telling people to buy their flour now while they can. Western Kansas wheat crops, they're falling, they're failing. Just when this world needs them most. It's adding to the big food crisis. Very strange signs in the sky. This right here is one of the many phenomena that were shared. If you remember also, this person shared back in 2009, they called it the arrival of the Empire Orb. Over Norway, over Sweden, there was the big spiral, known as the Norway Spiral there, and other places. Here's the Empire Orb from Montana Skywatcher 1-2, Samuel Hoffman. Here's some other images. Some were seen over CERN in Switzerland, and this was apparently seen by a telescope. This picture was taken out of Mendocino, California. Gas prices continue to rise ridiculously. Almost $10 a gallon for gas. It's ridiculous. Check this out. A church in Wise County, Texas burned down, but the cross remained. In all of the damage and in all of the chaos, the cross is still standing. As it says here, keep the faith. And after a COVID outbreak, North Korea is in a state of emergency. North Korea has deployed their medical teams all across the country because now they have an epidemic of intestinal disorders. So, an intestinal epidemic. This is a very interesting read. I'll look into this. This website here, this article says, we're on the verge of entering an age of slavery and parallel universes. Now, it does seem very interesting. A lot of phenomenon happening around this world of items just going poof, and things just. I've witnessed it myself, and sudden energy shifts, and it affects your mind, it affects your consciousness, your body, the pains. I had extreme cramps yesterday. Multiple people have reported the same things online of cramps. A lot of people say it has to do with celestial energies and alignments and things like that. As we're moving through this existence is a strange thing, I'll tell you. Very, very strange. It's very strange when you think about it. I'll talk about that philosophically in another video, but may the Lord bless us, because we definitely need it. But all this different stuff going on, it's just hard to deny what's happening. And apparently 31 million metric tons of gold ore, so about 320,000 tons of refined gold, were found in the Republic of Uganda. This image is out of the Czech village, where several vehicles were trying to drive through the road through inches of ice, but this was hail. And there's a channel, I don't go by the mainstream narrative of things, because I do believe they're manipulating things, and I have witnessed it and seen it, and the evidence is out there, and I've seen the evidence of it, especially since 2010 and beyond. But look up the channel. It's called Climate Change, but it has a lot of various compilations of events happening in this world, and that channel does show a lot of things happening. I don't necessarily agree with all the narratives. I think that it's being manipulated, because if you look from 2016 to 2020, it wasn't as bad. Water reservoirs were up. Alaska looked great. The water levels were up. Everything seemed much better. We had plentiful rain. Things were just, they were fine, if you ask me. Yes, there were eruptions of the volcano in Hawaii. There were other natural disasters that took place that were supposedly natural. We did have Hurricane Harvey, Irma, and Maria, those three large hurricanes. But the things weren't as consistent from 16 to 20 as they are now, again, just like they were from 2005 through 2015 to 16. So it actually to be honest with you, from 2000, I'd say mid 2017 through 2020. That's when things weather-wise eased off. But back to this. Europe is also in an unusual historic heat wave, as these baby birds are being baked alive, they say, in the heat, over 100 degrees. All those birds just died, as it is well over 100 degrees, and the heat wave in Spain continues. Yellowstone River flooding, it was a 1 in 500 year event. We seem to see a lot of those 1 in 500 year events. They told us we had a 1 in 1,000 year event that took place, they claimed, back in 2010, in the great 2010 floods in Tennessee. They said, keep in mind, according to what they had to say, if you boil drinking water and drink it to kill the germs, you're still drinking them. They're just dead. And hashtag keep the faith is on this channel, on this Twitter page here. They said, we have been conditioned to believe otherwise, but just keep the faith. Now, this was tragic. It's going to make beef prices rise and have more of a shortage, but they said thousands and thousands of cattle dead in organized sections in the open field in Ulysses, Kansas, my bad. I'm sorry, Kansas. Why did I say Canada? Sorry. They want us to think they died from heat. So that's what I thought. They told us that they died from the heat. And it's plausible. It's possible. But, I mean, apparently others are starting to think the same thing. They claim they died from the extreme heat. I know there's no shade. It's open field over there. It's flat land. It's open field, no shade. And they all have to travel to get their food, and it's dry, there's nothing. Especially when it gets dry, it has been known to happen before, where cattle die. Massive amounts of cattle do die in the heat, but they said not this massive. They want us to think they died from the heat. This guy says that they're going to use this heat narrative for a lot of atrocious upcoming future events. The attacks will continue.